In every story, there is a beginning and an end. How will you tell your story? Man, that was one heck of a story.
Here, South Dakota, a population of 13,000, is full of many things. It's full of democracy,
Rodeos,
and geese.
but we can't shoot those here.
So we're headed down to the riverbanks of the Missouri River today to hunt Canadian geese.
Arrive at your destination.
Optimistic, that's all I can say.
Well, I like the optimism. That's what we.
Yeah.
Better than a day at work.
Negativity normally
You
doesn't
have
work very
you
well.
have your Audubon Society cards up to date, correct? I will show you birds.
Duh, yeah.
Is it the original?
Well, we got to the pits just a little after sunrise. Now, the goal for this hunt was to wait till a flock of geese would get up from roosting on the water and head over to the fields for some breakfast. At which time, we would try our trickiness and get them to come to the field by use of decoys and calls. Now, one of my personal goals for this season was to learn a little bit more about waterfowling. Cole had been waterfowling for some time now, but most of his experience had been pass shooting. So today was going to involve quite a few lessons. And we were eager to learn. This would lead to our first lesson of the day, how to set up decoys. Now, if you're a novice decoy spread hunter like us, you would think that these decoys are just left all over. However, we learned quickly that there is a method to the madness. Our goal was that a south wind would push the geese into our horseshoe-shaped spread. At the center of this spread, of course, was 3 eagerly waiting hunters.
I had a guy in here the other day and he had a thermometer on his wristwatch.
Yeah.
And he put it was 10 below. And he put his wrist up here on the top rung of the ladder. And everybody had their heater going, but he said it was 55 degrees. 10 below outside, 55 in here.
Jeez. 55?
55 on the top rung of the ladder. I'm sure if he'd have put it on the bottom, it'd have been probably 45, you know.
Wow.
Scout Stories would like to thank these great companies.
It's the morning of January 26th, and Team Scout is out here with the Gray Goose Camp. We set up some decoys. We got a real nice northwest wind, about a half a mile off of the mighty Missouri River up in the Pierre area. And I tell you what, this is a great setup. We got heated pits here. We're running about 100 decoys or over probably sitting out in front of us. We got the majority of them behind us, so the flight will come in real good and we can get some close 30-yard shots. It's later in the season, so these geese have been chased around, and these are they come down on these flyways and they'll sit on the ice here and fly into these wheat fields around here to feed midday and then again towards the evening, so that's the hope. But again, it's later in the season, so the pattern's a little bit different. But our guide Randy here, he said he's seen some newer birds around here lately, so that we're excited about that. An absolute perfect day. Supposed to get into the 40s, so January in South Dakota in the 40s. We just don't find too many days like that. So.
Hey, toss me that jerky. Cooler guy.
Well, you did. Oh, I thought you were talking about my jerky. I'm like, you're not putting your Sitka paws in my jerky.
I got some antelope jerky in there.
Antelope, antelope jerky?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
You know, because I actually draw tags.
Well, the out-of-staters, they want your Iowa money. Yeah. Yeah, I think some got up here. I think they're heading away.
Away or our way?
Oh yeah.
Turn, you dirty old dog. Some more are getting up. I mean, it's good to see them get up, but
As the day progressed, we kept our eye to the sky. Now I have to admit, at first it was a little discouraging knowing that there was 4,000 to 5,000 Canadian geese less than a half a mile away. But nonetheless, we knew that our decoy setup was correct, we had a good wind, and we knew that our spirits were high. So we kept on looking and waiting. And then after some time, Cole and I decided to do what we do best when not seeing any action. Make a sandwich. Getting over some high quality propane. A little bit more power. Maybe a better way to do this.
So you don't have toast to ham.
Well, that's what's happening. My hands are getting really hot.
Yeah, even better. Let's put it on a cardboard box.
It'll be alright.
Use the glass plate out of the microwave.
No.
you know, it's almost like too much wind. I don't really want to say that, but like, he brings up a good point. I mean, those suckers come in here. When they flare, those babies are gone. That'll be a hard shot once they flare. So Dusty, when the first group comes in,
Yeah.
let me take the first shot.
Okay. Oh, you got my hat.
Dude, you need to take, well, it's in my bag, bro, Tato.
You're gonna put it on your big gourd and maybe I'll stretch it out.
Hold
His head.
Is this your actual
Yeah.
head size?
Put it on your head.
I am no peep. I am no peep.
We can't get trademark hats because we can't find any to fit Cole's head. Oh.
Hi, would you like to buy a hat?
This week, the scout team is in Pierre, South Dakota. For a while now, we've wanted to learn more on how to hunt the Canadian geese over the wheat fields around Pierre. So we enlisted Randy of the Great Goose Camp to show us how to decoy these in. After a slow morning, we decided to ask Randy to show us a little tips on calling.
I mean, this is a total acrylic call, and it's a long-range call. These guys are just calls. I walked into a Shields one day, and the amount of air you got to push through it I liked, so I bought it. A friend of mine gave me another call made by the same company, and I like it better than this one. So, and then this is a kind of a deeper, growlier, it's a death row call. But they're all in that $150 range. But I will say this call here is $35, $30, depending on where you buy it. It's called a Zinc PC1 power clucker. And they're just great little calls. They're a little higher pitched, but easy to blow, easy to learn on, doesn't cost you a lot of money. And one of the things I really like is if you're growling at them, you know, like get away from my food, and it's great for that. It's just, okay. That's your flute.
Yep.
Now, that's what I blew for 25 years when I could have learned how to blow one of these. But I'll give you this one here. So anyway, what you want to do is you want to start and that's your start. That's kind of a growl.
You're just keeping your tongue like on the front of your teeth.
I'm not doing anything with my tongue, man.
Okay.
It's just that's all throat growling. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's you growl into it. Just go ahead and growl into it. Don't matter what sound it makes. Yeah. And you're blowing air while you're growling. Just give it one long, you know, just keep blowing it. And then when you're rolling it over, that's where I'm using my tongue and bringing it up against my mouth, the top of my mouth. It's squeezing the air, and it's squeezing the air into the call. If you move your finger in front of there, and he'll teach you how to do that too. And hands are important, and it's back pressure that makes the call do what it does.
So are you doing the back pressure with your fingers or
hands?
Hands.
It's all hands, and that's really what back pressure is doing. Like if you slide that finger down along the side of the call and you're squeezing it, you're letting less air go out, you're making more go through the reed, is what you're really doing with your hands. But I can't call with gloves on. Absolutely can't do it. Have to be barehanded.
Oh. That flute, it's easy to get that hail call.
Yeah.
So that's what I was doing last night on the way up here. We made her fall asleep and a couple of hail calls.
And then what's fun is if you got a pair, especially now, because these birds are starting to pair up now, 1st of February, their hormones are raging. They're going, yeah, okay, we'll pair up. If you come in and you shoot one and you go, he'll circle right back around and you can shoot him too. That's what's fun about calling, you know. I don't care what I'm calling, if it's, you know, coyotes, if it's geese, if it's turkeys, whatever it is, you know.
So after Randy taught me a couple tricks,
react.
I decided to quickly try to perfect my craft. However, I don't think it was helping our cause any at all that morning. So again, we decided to do what we do best. Go to town and grab a bite to eat. Now we came to Pierre in search of geese. And if you're in Pierre and you're looking for geese, of course there's one place to go that you are guaranteed to see your limit. The Capitol Lake, located in the center of town of Pierre, is filled with hundreds and hundreds of geese and duck almost year-round. But since the great state of South Dakota says we can hunt the geese there, it was time to go to Subway and then back out to the pits. Don't miss a minute of the action. Follow us on our social media today.
So I live in the southeast part of the state, you know, and you know, there's some pretty good hunting in and around, you know, that area. But even though that's fun hunts, you know, I really enjoy, and I'm glad we're up here. in and around the central part of state and Pierre, because this is where I grew up hunting. And even though there's great hunting in other parts of South Dakota, I think, you know, just the area, the views, the overall kind of habits of the geese are really fun. It's a great place to hunt. So I grew up doing a lot of pass shooting, so this is really exciting today, being out here at the Gray Goose Camp, hunting in a couple hundred decoys. It's awesome. This is again one of these hunts when you don't do a ton of pit and decoy hunting, that it's kind of like staying at the Ritz-Carlton for a day.
If you are just tuning in, thus far today we've worked on our calling, we've ate a few sandwiches, and we slowly watched the birds land and take off from the ice, without any heading our direction. Now I've already showed you that I am pretty great at eating, so your next lesson is to show you my next best trick.
There's actually some coming up from the west.
Little pick me up. It's been a long day.
Look at these.
So right around 4:30, a small flock of about 20 Canadians and a couple snows got up off the river and started to head towards us. At first glimpse, they appeared to be coming right into Cole. However, just at the end, they took a veer to the north, with about 3 of them coming directly at me. So we laid out a few cluck calls, and they came right into us perfectly. I quickly buttoned down the hatch, and we began our assault.
I don't think I got camera on any of them. One? Sure, I got one. Dude, that was awesome. That was awesome. I don't know how. Think they'll circle?
Well, you got one down, huh, Dusty?
Oh, yeah.
We gotta go get him.
Good shot. Good job, buddy. You got us on the board.
And now we know how tough it is to shoot them in the wind. I missed mine going away 3 times. Boom,
I can't believe that. I'm not used to that. I flat out. You know, it's one of those.
Well, guys, I'm just thankful you got to see it. You know, that's how it should work. You got geese setting up them 3 kind of. Did you see those 3 off the end there, Dusty?
Yep.
Come working in.
That
I
was
kind of
awesome.
waited on those 3 and was hoping they'd get out front. That was our best crack at them.
Attaboy, Dusty. You got us on the board. So did you get any mayo for that? Were you just swinging kind of everywhere? Was it hard?
What do I say about that, Cole? I was thrilled to have a flock of 25 or 30 work up here about 4:30 in the afternoon into a steady 30-mile-an-hour wind. It was gusting to 40. And they swung in and they swung out and they cranked their heads and they looked. And finally we had 3 of them in range, and I said, take the shot, because I wanted the bird on the ground today, and that's the way the day went.
Yep. You got what, 2-3 weeks left ish?
What's that?
To about 2 2 weeks? Yeah. A lot of things can change, but look at that. What's that group? Is that over in that big field?
You really haven't had the Great Goose Camp experience until you've ridden out a ground blizzard out here.
Oh, it's a perfect spot for one.
Oh yeah.
Wide open, oh yeah.
Oh
The Grey Goose Camp. It's pretty good.
Yeah, good little volley came in about an hour ago. And got a few shots off, one on the ground, so hey, we're not coming home empty-handed. The wives won't be too mad at us, so.
That was a fun day. It started off, we couldn't beat the weather, a little windy today. But we had a group cooperate about 25 to 35 right at the end here, and Dusty was good enough to get one down.
Yeah,
So no goose egg for us today, literally none.
we double tapped him, so got two in him, make sure he wasn't going anywhere. So yeah, pretty good day, pretty good weather, and it's hard to believe it's January and 45 degree, and we actually, a couple times I sweated a little bit, so pretty good day here in the bluffs of the Missouri River.
Let the wise hear and increase in learning, and the one who understands obtain guidance. Proverbs 1:5. We aren't afraid to admit we are not professionals. We are passionate, and that passion loves to learn new things. Maybe for some, a story of one goose is a day wasted. But our story wasn't about a goose. It was about new friends, new lessons, and new stories.